It seems that the media has its own spin on things. In the case of Nancy Guthrie, who is the 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthrie, who is basically a co-anchor of NBC or the Today Show. Well, I asked Google AI if there was any history of Savannah Guthrie having any history of stalkers. Why doesn't the media know about this? Why is the media not talking about this? It seems like they want to take their own spin on things. It says, okay, well, she's not publicly reported a personal history of being stalked. There have been developments involving stalking-related concerns following the disappearance. So, this is what the details are. Neighbors reported seeing two mysterious men, described as one heavy-set, one tall and thin, that were stalking her property for several days before she was abducted from her home. Witnesses are suggesting the property was watched because people in the area knew of her celebrity and wealth. So in the wake of these events, it was reported that Savannah Guthrie has maintained her own professional security team due to the seething insanity and threats often directed at public figures. Okay, so they're just focusing on things that are just kind of spinning a tale. Like, for example, that they were investigating around a septic tank manhole or whatever. And but the fact of the matter is, to have neighbors reporting that there was two mysterious men stalking her property for several days, not one mention of that in the media. And I don't know. I know sometimes they like to keep things close to the heart, like law enforcement wants to keep things. But how does Google Gemini know about it? It can pull it up, right? So it's obviously out there. So why hasn't the media even once mentioned this? I find it problematic. And so it makes excuses about why media is not mentioning the stalking aspect, the investigation integrity, the verification standards, the low-key approach at NBC, the focus on the search. Okay, and here's what I said. I'm like, you know what? Right. They can't mention any of that, but yet they're spinning doubt to the public. They can mention investigation into the manhole or septic or speculating the FBI acting like the ransom note is not real. They have not yet outright said the family is involved, but they're kind of sort of implying it, and all the while hiding from the public that her property was stalked, according to neighbors who saw two mysterious men for several days stalking her property. That's a huge thing to sort of exclude from the story, don't you think? Right? Publicly questioning them and just really casting outright doubt on this family. But I'm sorry, when you have neighbors, not family members, neighbors who are saying that they saw two mysterious men stalking her property for several days before she's allegedly abducted from her home. Of course, they did take a camera from one of the properties off outside property because there's data that they can get from it, even if it didn't like say that it saw something or not. So they are, going through, cameras and stuff like that. But it's just like, I'm sorry, what this family's already going through, and then you're going to try to cast doubt. Like, if you want to say things that imply doubt, that's fine, if that's how you really feel. But to withhold the neighbors reporting two mysterious men stalking her property, these are celebrities, right? I just feel like it's wrong what the media is doing. So I really hope that you will share this video, because I just feel like, nah, man, if we have to be the media because the media is not doing what they should do, then let's do it.